Hello everyone, welcome to Southern Wreaths. Make sure you watch the video till the end so you can get a sneak peek at my next video, and please subscribe. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really pretty cream and blue grapevine wreath. This is a fall wreath. These are the supplies I'm going to use to make this wreath. But if you left out the pumpkins, it could just be an everyday wreath. I'm going to go through the flowers that I use because I'm not good at with names. That was a cone flower, and this at Dollar Tree they don't have specific names for the greenery, so it's just called a greenery bouquet, but you get a ton of leaves for $1. These are called globe flowers. They're so pretty. I was surprised at how nice the things were, and I fell in love with this cream pumpkin. This is actually what inspired this whole wreath. The leaves look so pretty. Alright, these are things I picked up at Joann's when it was like 80% off. So I paid like 12 cents, or I can't remember how much I paid, but they were not expensive at all. But everything else you see I got from Dollar Tree except for the ribbon, the pumpkin, and of course the wreath frame. See, that says greenery bouquet too, but it's a different leaf. And then finally these really beautiful hydrangeas. I am going to use natural raffia. It just gives it more of a fall feel, but you could also leave that out and leave out the pumpkins and just use these beautiful colors. Or you can use any colors, any flowers. This pumpkin just happened to match perfectly. You get a lot of raffia for $1 too. Alright, I'm going to start by removing the tag from my grapevine wreath. It's metal, so it took me a minute. Now, I decided to go through and cut each individual stem, which you don't have to do if you want to make your life easier. I just like having the flexibility of being able to put a little bit of everything everywhere. And I actually took this Dollar Tree magazine holder, and it's got all these holes in it. And I'm just going to use that to stick my greenery in while I'm working. It makes it a lot easier to pull out. See, this is what it looks like once I have everything cut. I haven't went through and glued anything yet. I kind of do that as I go because not all of them need to be glued. I'm making just a random bow. 2 loops of the blue. It's actually gray, grayish blue, with tails. 2 loops of the gold chevron with tails, and then I wanted more tails, so I added just a single loop, and of course that creates 2 tails. And I just add that to the center and put them all together with a pipe cleaner. That's one of the great things about making these kinds of wreaths, is you can personalize them as much as you'd like. And I'm just twisting it several times. I wanted it pretty tight. And then I just feed the pipe cleaners through the actual grapevine instead of wrapping it around. Right here I'm trying to find the part of it that I think is the ugliest so I can cover it up with everything. But I like to feed it through the grapevine wreath just so you don't see the pipe cleaner from the outside. You don't have to do that because the greenery and the flowers will cover up the pipe cleaners anyway. I am happy with where I place it, so I'm gonna twist this pretty tightly. I will go back at the end and make sure everything's tucked away and nothing's sticking out. Alright, now to add everything, I'm just going to put some hot glue along the bottom of the stem and just stick them where I feel they look nice. And you can kind of feel when you're sticking in, like right there, I pull it back out and push it back in because it just wasn't grabbing. If that happens, you can pull it out and add more glue if you need to. And then when I'm adding my base, which is, my greenery, I like to get an idea of how far I'm going around the wreath. And here I'm going to show you how I add the hot glue. I just put a glob on there. And don't forget to do under your bows on the inside and the outside. Because when you're hanging the wreath on the door, you'll look at it from all angles when your door's open and shut. So you just want to make sure it looks good from all angles. I'm leaving spaces, and that's because I know I'm adding flowers. If you were going to do all greenery, then you would just keep adding. I really love the unusual colors for fall. They seem to be very popular right now, because I know Hobby Lobby has tons of different, what I would call odd colors for fall in their pumpkin selection, and I was lucky to find that. It's like a bluish purple. I'm not really sure what color it is, but it's really pretty. And actually, I sold this wreath like within a day. All right, now I'm going to start adding some of my flowers. And once I stick them in, if I don't like the way they're laid down, I will turn the end after I stick it in there. I'll just kind of turn it to make it like facing me. That's the great thing about having the wire stems, is you can turn them. Now I am going to fast forward through adding everything, just because, you know, you don't need to see in real time adding each individual thing. If you want to, you can slow the video down. And I honestly like to do one color at a time. I don't know why. Maybe so I can make sure I get an even amount of each color. But these wreaths are a lot more fun to make than I thought they were going to be. I have made grapevine wreaths in the past, but I usually don't use a ton of flowers. I like the greenery one I made before, but it was still different. I like doing these colorful ones. I've actually made a few since then, so there will be some videos coming out. Look how pretty that blue is. It's got like a hint of purple in it, and then the center has got like a turquoise green. Can't speak. But you can kind of see where it's flat. Like there's a hole right there is turned, but I just filled it in. All right, and I decided I just wanted to add some ribbon just in random spots. Like I said, there's really no rules for this, so it's a lot of fun to just add things where you think they would look nice. I am going to dovetail the ends just because I think it looks pretty. And then to add it, I'm just going to pinch it and use a pipe cleaner. And I will feed it through, but I want to make sure that I'm twisting them up when I'm turning, just so I want my ribbon to be poking up. I want it to sit above the flowers, which is why I added my bow first, because I didn't want, I didn't want to cover flowers because that would be wasteful. But two, I wanted it to stand out. Yeah, see, I think that looks cute. And I add one at the top and the bottom just to make it even. So I've stuck the pipe cleaners through the grapevine wreath, and then I'm just pulling it down to where I like it, and then I'm twisting. And just make sure you're pulling your flowers out from behind any bows or ribbons. Okay, so to add my pumpkin, it's like a foam kind of pumpkin. I stapled the pipe cleaner to the bottom, and then I added a lot of hot glue, and then I set it to the side to dry. And then to add this pick, I just decided to do the whole thing together. I didn't cut it apart. I wanted the little pumpkin up top, and then I put the big pumpkin on the bottom. These were so easy to take apart. I just cut a little bit at the bottom and then unraveled, and then I just pulled them apart. Now I'm going to add some raffia into the pumpkin, like with the pipe cleaner, just because I thought it looked cute. At first I was trying to arrange the pumpkin before I put it on with the pipe cleaner, and then I realized I can just arrange it when I'm done. Alright, and now I'm just adding some bundles of raffia. And I just kind of rolled them around and then trimmed the edges so they were loose. And then just put them, like twisted the bottom, added hot glue, and stick them in there. Be very careful with this kind of project because the glue will burn you. I was burned a few times. I'm very careless with hot glue though, so hopefully you're not. And I like to save the smaller things for the end. just as little fillers, like this raffia and like the little blue flowers. I would definitely love to see any of the wreaths y'all are making. I have a Facebook group called Southern Wreaths of More. And you can share all of the wreaths you make on there. And actually, some people are able to sell their wreaths through my group. I tried to link it, but you have to be monetized before you can link. But now I'm just going through and adding the green and the blue stems. And you might have to trim them here and there if the stem's too long. Alright, the last thing I'm going to add is this pine cone. I'm sorry my camera got dark. I think the sun went down. Alright, now I'm going to show you what to do if you want to put a hanger on it. I just use a plain old pipe cleaner. I'm trying to feed it through and it's not working, so I'm just going to grab a screwdriver and pop it through. And then you just, measure about how long you want it to be. And the cool thing about the pipe cleaner is you can adjust it, like, without any problems. And then after I twist it, I put the twisted side to the bottom so it has a nice hook. And then you don't want, to be able to see the pipe cleaner, so you want it to be underneath the flowers. But it's a perfect hanger. And that's how I made my untraditional fall grapevine wreath. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or you can still email me at craftingwithlee@yahoo.com. Thank you so much for watching. And if you learned anything or like my videos, please like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned for a sneak peek at the next video.